Hey guys.
Yep.
Man,
The disaster duo have returned.
man, it has been a crazy, crazy couple of days, man. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. This feels weird because I just like finished playing Metal Gear Rising earlier and I was so used to using I was using like the right trigger, like on the Xbox 360 controller to Ninja Run, and I keep wanting to do that here. I'm like I have to get used to Drake moving so slow now.
Hello.
I know that's random, but it's just the fact that I was literally just playing. By the way, that game on Revengeance mode, I will not speak of it.
Yeah. Also, for those of you who have been praying for Penny, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's doing much better.
Much, much better.
Like when we started this recording, we didn't. Well, actually, I should like clear some. We should clear some things up. See, when we first started this recording, it's like she was doing well, but like after, like you might think we sounded awfully cheery, or we didn't really sound. Okay, okay. I've already removed the information on the first video, since it was inaccurate. But okay, so some of you might have seen a message on the first video talking about how Penny only had a few weeks left to live, and that kind of conflicted with the general mood and atmosphere while we were recording. This is because when we first started recording it, we didn't know about something, and it's like we thought she was going to live a lot longer, but then we found out that she was supposedly almost completely blind, like 88% blind,
Yeah.
you said. And so because of this, well, he was going to make the difficult decision to go ahead and put her to sleep when her current bottle of insulin ran out. But then it came back a little bit later, though, that, believe it or not, the vets made a mistake. It turns out she's only blind in one eye, and her other eye is fairly good.
Yeah.
So because of this, yeah, she's going to end up living a lot longer, and I ended up changing the information on the first video since it wasn't accurate in the end.
Yeah.
And for anyone who saw that and was confused, yeah, that's why.
And for everyone who has been supporting her, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know she has a lot of fans out there who've been like supporting her and stuff. Dude, I mean, I've been getting a crazy amount of notes on DA, praying for her and stuff like that. So thank you, everyone.
Huh.
I mean, yes, I will admit, I myself am not a religious person, but
Prayer does work, though.
Yeah.
I can attest to this.
I'm proof of that. He brought me back twice. But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I really can say prayer works. Like, I mentioned this in an I Don't Want to Be Anything video recently, but yeah. People might ask for proof of this, and, well, you know what?
They want proof? Just look at me.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I can't offer physical proof. I can't offer scientific proof, but you know what? I don't need that kind of proof.
I'm
Because
looking for that.
I have my own personal proof that comes through experiences in life.
And you got me.
Like I have my own personal proof that tells me that it works.
And you've got me. I'm literal living proof.
So yeah.
Most people with my condition, 4P minus deletion syndrome, or Wolf-Hirschhorn's disease, as you know, and no, that's not meant to be a wolf pun. People who are born with this have a 99% mortality rate when they hit the age of 5.
Dang.
They're a newborn. They, well, they hit that mortality rate at that early age. So, for me being as advanced as I am, that's walking proof right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wanted to say all that stuff and let everyone know that, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Now all we need to do is figure out a way to get Nathan to get all the way to the end of this game without constantly dying.
Ah, there, I got it. This is one of the most annoying treasures in the game to get for me, because I really suck at the rope swinging in this game.
Oh, excuse me, sorry about that.
Don't wave it towards me!
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Ugh. I had heartburn for the past few days. That Pepto-Bismol really lets it out.
Oh, by the way, before we continue on, since we got, like, talking about religion and stuff, I will say, I want to say this, like, if anyone wonders what religion I am Christian, but I would like to say that, I don't force my views on anyone, so if anyone here thinks that I'm, like, trying to, like, force them to believe in prayer, or force them to think a certain way, I'm not. I know I probably don't need to be defensive like this, but I just want to clarify that. I am not someone who pushes his beliefs on anyone else and tries to force a person to believe or act in a certain way. So, it's up to you whether or not you want to believe in the power of prayer and the power of God, but I'm just saying that I believe in it because of my own personal life experiences. That's it. Because I've prayed all my life, and I have seen his miracles, and I've seen that it works with my own two eyes.
Now, for me, a lot of people are still a little confused. I don't blame them. But for those of you wondering, I am a bit of a Christian Buddhist. It's like I take the morals of every single Japanese religions and mix them with my own. And no, I'm not religious, but, I guess you can call it a non-religious religion.
Well, technically, if you believe in God, it does make you religious.
I mean, like,
but yeah, you're like, you don't go to church and stuff. I get you.
Tenzin, come on. All right, I'll give you...
From my experiences, and a lot of people can call me crazy if they want, that's their choice. I'm not gonna pull punches. I am what I am. I am a medium, and I'm a psychic. Take that however you will, people.
He really is psychic, though. I mean, you don't mind if I tell him about that, right? I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in video, but, I have, obviously I don't have actual physical evidence or proof of this happening, but this happened it was about 10 years ago. One day, now, I didn't used to believe, I used to think he was full of it too, like most people probably would, but the thing is, wait, how the heck do I get across this? The thing is, though, about 10 years ago, it was back, like, a couple years after I first met him, we were still in school. It's like one day, okay, so you know those N64 jumper pack things? It's like, the systems came pre-installed with them. Well, I didn't use my jumper pack anymore because I had an expansion pack, and I had the jumper pack, like, sitting on my shelf. It was on my, well, not a shelf, it was sitting on, like, the top of my dresser, and Spirit here, he was, like, focusing on it, like, he was holding out his hand toward it, and he was, like, focusing on it, trying to grab it with his mind, and I thought he was full of it, but to my shock and surprise, that thing literally just flew it just flew straight off of my dresser onto the floor at really high speed. Nothing touched it, and it could not have possibly been a gust of wind. It was a relatively thick piece of plastic. It was a relatively thick little box made of plastic, probably with metal inside. There was no amount of wind in my room that could have possibly done something like that, especially since it was basically sitting very close to a wall, and it shot off the opposite direction of the wall straight onto my floor. Like, It shocked the crap out of me, to say the least.
And
But ever since then, I've believed him about his psychic abilities.
And because my mom, the medium gene runs in the family, I have that on top of that. So, spiritual connections and everything. But I can't really do the telekinesis thing anymore because I actually forgot how to do it.
Yeah, I've never seen him do it since. Like, that was the only time I've ever seen him pull that off. So if you ask him to do it, like, in a video for proof, he really can't. But I can tell you, and I can promise that I saw this happen with my own 2 eyes.
With telekinesis, it's sort of tricky because...
Oh, good job, Drake!
It's like, you have to focus emotion into an object. Then you have to use the force of that emotion to throw that object. It's like a combination of those, like 3 specific things in which I don't really remember. But I actually learned how to do that from, I believe it was like I know it was, I forget what it's called, but, what was it? Country Exchange Program.
Tenzin just killed me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I hope you saw that. He just killed me. And I just killed myself!
I forget what it's called, but it's like where one school gets a student from another country and then they, like, switch.
Oh, transfer student?
Yeah. I know you may not remember her. We all called her Aya. She was from Tibet. She was the one with a really ridiculously long, hard to pronounce name.
I don't remember her, no.
She was the one that had a crush on you.
No girl ever had a crush on me.
She was the one that had a crush on you.
Dude, I'm telling you, no girl in school ever had a crush on me. Your memory's wrong on that one. No one ever had a crush on me.
Well, a slight crush, but...
Like, I don't even remember talking to any girls in school, because I was so antisocial back then. I didn't know how to talk to anyone, and I didn't... Hey, Spirit, I'm still talking. Like, I didn't know how to, That's weird. I could have sworn I just heard my door open. No one's there, though. But, it's like... great. That made me lose my train of thought.
Too. But you were talking about, like,
Oh, yeah. Like, back then, I mean... Look, when I was back in high school, you wouldn't have wanted to know me. I mean, I think I haven't mentioned this in a long while, but yeah. I used to be the most immature, whiny, like... Oh my gosh. Like, let's just say that if I met my past self, I'd probably punch him straight in the face because, yeah, blew his top over everything, screamed and yelled constantly, was so immature, it's just unbelievable. And...
But you and Aya never really met each other, but she did have a slight crush on you.
Okay, if I never even met her, then how the heck could she have a crush on me? I mean, she's never even seen me, right?
You've seen each other, but you never really met each other. You know, like she...
Oh, I think you mean never really knew each other.
That's what I mean.
Oh, alright.
During lunch...
I'm telling you, I don't... Because I barely talk to anyone. It's like, you're the only person in school, other than Chris, who... Man, I still wish we could find what happened to him. Like, you're really the only... Like, you and him were, like, the only people in school that I ever really socialized with and could actually bond with. Like, I don't remember talking to anyone else, really.
But I remember, like, you were sick that one day, and it was lunch. And, of course, we couldn't pronounce her name, so she just went by the nickname Aya. A-Y-A.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she and her family were known psychics with actual full-blown abilities. And she taught us how to, like, move stuff with our minds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is she the one who taught you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I actually don't remember how to do it, but it's like, you have to move move emotion in such a very specific way, and your eyes have to be the one to like. It's like, okay, I suck at explaining, but you focus through your eyes, and your eyes are like the aiming area.
Mm-hmm.
But your hand aims that energy outward. Your eyes aim where the emotion comes out, but you yourself are using your arm to use that energy to force that emotion to come out. It's a very weird and complicated way to word it, but that's as easiest, simplest form as I can word it. I will say this, she definitely had a sense of humor. Even if sometimes we couldn't understand the words she was saying because her accent was so thick.
I really don't remember her.
She was the only girl that actually seemed to like you.
Why am I not surprised? I can't imagine any girl liking me back then.
Which is kind of a massive shocker.
Not really. I mean, if I was a girl and there was this guy in class that kept constantly screaming and, you know, like throwing fits and getting detention and sent home early because he couldn't control his temper, I wouldn't want to be with him either.
Yeah, I think it's because, like, you had, like, an emotional disbalance or something, because...
Look, not to put blame on disability, but I believe it's part of my Asperger's syndrome, which is like a branch of autism.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So yes, I do have like a branch of autism, but it's not severe. It's high functioning autism, you could say. And over the years, I have learned to actually control that. Like, yeah, sometimes I still get mad. Sometimes I still, you know, get like I get overly emotional about something when I shouldn't, but I've learned to control it to a much greater extent than I could back then.
Thanks to my training.
Thanks to everyone, honestly.
Thanks to a whole lot of...
I mean, you did help, but honestly, it was everyone who helped me. Also, weird fact, Drake, you know, for completely illogical reasons, has unlimited ammo for this part. It's obviously so you can't, like, you know... Like... It's obviously so you'll be able to kill this thing, but you gotta wonder, like, where the heck does he get this unlimited ammo from? Oh. Oh, I thought I got killed. It's like Lara Croft's pistols.
Ow! You just got power bombed by a Yeti.
Yep. Drake's not having one of his best days right now.
Oh, man. You know what's really strange? I kid you not,
Ow.
You probably saw this on the news. And no, believe it or not, this is not related to the movie It in any legal way whatsoever. But yes, this guy, who is actually dressed up as Pennywise, has been found trying to lure kids into the woods.
I haven't seen anything about that, but that's terrible.
Drake would wet himself.
Tenzin to the rescue!
At least I knew my translations were slightly on par.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not really my translations. It's actually my sister Missy's translation. She lived in Tibet for a while, but...
Anyway, credit where credit, sorry I changed the subject. I'm going back to, like, what, you know, what we were talking about before. Credit where credit's due. Yeah, you did help me, but everyone else helped me, too. To be honest, I didn't really start... You know, it's weird. Like, most people would think the opposite, but I didn't really start to change for the better until I started making my online friends. It's like... when I really started talking to people online, it's like I met a few people that basically inspired me to, change how I acted. And it's like I used to think my life was so terrible and that I had so many problems because, I was emotionally bullied in school. I say emotionally because I was actually never physically bullied, but it's like I was emotionally bullied and treated like crap at school. And I used to think my life was so bad because of that. But then I met some people online who really changed my way of viewing. Like, when I heard what they had been through and when I heard, the amount of stuff they had been through in their life. I'm actually talking about one specific person right here, but there was someone I met in my early years on the internet who told me all the things that he'd been through in his life, and it made me realize, dang, my life really wasn't bad at all. Like, so much worse could have happened.
Huh, these guys were dropping like flies.
Huh?
Where did you say?
Oh, our food's here. We have to stop recording for a bit.
Thanks for
But, thank you, Granddad.
Chips and Dr. Pepper.
Alright.
Alright.
Before I go, though, I just want to say that, like, when I met this person, they really helped me realize, basically, I was thinking in my mind, like, they've been through so much in their life and experienced so much pain, yet they're still so strong. They try to stay strong for everybody, and they have, so many different friends, and they just live like a perfectly normal, functioning life, and it really inspired me. It's like I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be stronger, and I also wanted to get out and actually try to make friends, actually talk to people, actually get to know people. And it was around that time that I met a lot of my friends on DeviantArt, actually. That site was where I met a lot of people, because you might remember that Iido was originally an Eevee, a long, long time ago. That's because I wanted to join in on that Eevee craze that was going around on DeviantArt at the time. So I created an Eevee fan character, Iido. And I've probably explained this on video before, but yeah, it's like I basically made Iido in order to join in on the whole Eevee craze, because I just wanted to feel like I belonged to something. I wanted to feel like there was something, like someplace I belonged, I guess. Like, I wanted to find, like, a group of people that I could, like, fit in with, and that may sound petty, but honestly, in the end, it worked out great. It's like, through that, I ended up meeting, like, some of the best friends I've ever had. Like, I met at least 4 or 5 people through that, which are still my friends to this day. Granted, I don't talk to all of them super frequently, because, things change, people change. Not saying they went bad or anything, but, times change, people change. Sometimes, you're not really able to, you don't really get on or talk that much anymore. Nothing personal, just over time, I guess, just didn't talk as much, but then there's other ones that still talk to me every single day. But yeah, it's like over the years, though, it's like talking with those people and socializing with them, that's what really caused me to start to change and, made me a more, I don't know if you'd say socially active person, but it basically just made me, like, it made me open up and made me stop being such a wimp and actually have some self-esteem, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. You know me, I'm always terrible at explaining things, but hopefully you guys all get what I mean. But yeah, that was where I met pretty much some of my first online friends, and it was after that that I really started, socializing more. And Drake just completely failed. And with that, we are going to eat our Subway sandwiches, so see you soon.